Good morning,
Good morning, Dee. How are you?
buddy. I am doing well. How about you?
I'm doing very good, very good. Of course, today we have a lot to go over, and I'm stoked about this conversation because some of the questions that I get over and over and over again is kind of like when we all started out, right? So we're going to go in depth on that because it's 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 where people are stuck.
Right.
So we're going to give it a couple seconds here. I think we're live, right?
Yeah. Yep.
There we are.
Yes, we are. Of course, the good old Facebook page says going on live, and because of the delay going live. Facebook.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we're live on YouTube as well. Plus, I got a couple announcements that we're going to be talking about that I'm really, really, really stoked about as well. So, anyways, all right, we're going to jump in. Listen, if anyone that jumps on has questions, feel free to give us a question in the comment section. If you are on Facebook, you need to permission StreamYard for us to bring you across if you would like us to bring you up. It helps us as well be able to read your question. I can't see them in the comments, so Dee's going to pay attention to that as well. But today we're going to talk about product creation, but we're going to go a little in depth on it. And tonight we're going to do something inside Linkboard, the group, and I'll explain that later. But right now we're going to talk about, how do you actually create a product? What are my favorite products to create? I know Dee, you're both as well as I am. You got physical product, you got digital product, web assets. I think that's about it. You don't have courses of your own yet, right?
No.
Like teaching. Okay. Someday I think you should do that in your industry. Anyways, so we're going to get right into it. First of all, if you're here, say hi. We'd love to see who's in the group. And I'm going to actually jump over there to see if I can't see. I'm sorry, 1 second here. Good morning, everyone. And man, I don't know if I can see it. There is a delay.
Right.
And one moment. Wow. Okay. Nope, that's not going to work. Anyways, we're going to jump right into it. I'm excited. Welcome everybody that is here. Say hi. If you have a question for us, we're going to go in depth with product creation. Even if you have a JOB, how do you create a product? How can you actually go pro? How can you make it a business, a full-time business? I know Dee and I have lofty goals. I believe that we're going to hit them. We're going to talk about that. How do you know when to go pro? Maybe you already are. How do you add products? So we're going to go in depth with that as well. So the very first thing we're going to talk about or go over is the number one thing you should do. And you don't wait on this. It's so easy to do. You should start with a core website. Now, a core website is yourname.com. That's preferred. Matter of fact, Dee, I found out because we're advertising and something that, products that we have.
Right.
And one of the things that we found out is it's always best to have your name, with Facebook. If you have a website like your name, the business page, it is people click on that more than if it was a product. Isn't that something? Such as Link Boss.
Right.
So just remember that, and we're split testing some stuff, and we'll tell you what works as time goes on. But the very first thing you're going to want to do is get a website. Why is that? Matter of fact, I'll default to D if you want to answer that. What would be the reason that you should have yourname.com? how would you, what
Well,
do you think the benefit would be?
well, I mean, first off, with having your name is just also security, making sure no one can manipulate what you do or about yourself or how you do it. It's just owning your personal property, more or less.
100%. And if you can't, there's other variations. They'll always give you variations. You don't want somebody stealing your identity. Like, once you start doing things, people are going to say, hey, does he got his domain or her? And they're going to take it. So you don't want to do that. Matter of fact, my son bought all domains for his kids. I would highly recommend all of you do that.
Yeah.
I got them. So if you're married,
yep, I got them for my wife. I got them for my wife and kids.
There you go. Even if you're banking them, you don't have to build a website.
No.
So the very first thing, if you don't have this, at least get the domain right away. Then you're going to want to build it out. Who are you? So it's kind of like almost like a resume online, right? So it's, who are you? What have you done? Where are you now and where you're going? That's pretty much what it is. So like, for instance, if Elon Musk, I don't even know if he has a core website, but it would talk about him and all of the things he's done and what he invents. And if nobody knew him, it gets them to know him. It's even better if you add video. So I would highly recommend get a website, add video to it, like an intro. We're doing a remake of my own because there's some more things that we need to have on there. Now with that core website, eventually you're going to have all the things that you do or all the offers you have, right? And then that would go down a different funnel. And what a funnel is, it's just that you're bringing somebody through an experience and you're delivering them what they should be seeing so they're not overwhelmed.
Right.
The websites that don't work today is where there's just too many things to do. Like, now it makes sense. Like with Grub Guys, that's a brand that we have. That's a little different. It's a steak company.
It's a marketplace.
Yeah, it's a marketplace, kind of like Amazon. You look for what you want, you buy.
Right.
That's different. If you have a product like that, that's okay. We'll go in depth on that maybe next week or the week after. If you have multiple products, even better. But we're going to talk about one product today. We're going to say, and I'm going to tell you what the best product is to start with here in a moment. But that's what you're going to want to do. So get that core website. If you don't know where to host, listen, we've had problems with other hosting companies. We created a solution because of those problems. So I'm going to give a shameful plug. Go to HostFox. If you need help, we can help you. Just reach out to us. We can help you on that. It's hostfox.com. Very easy to do. You can go with the smallest package. Now you're hosted. You can open up a free account. You can buy a domain name there. But the idea is to get past start. Get a core website. All right. So next, let's do this. One moment. Number one, you need a product. So the very first thing you're going to need to do is, matter of fact, this is what a lot of people say, I want to do this, but I don't know what to do. Well, that's a problem. So you got to think of what are you passionate about? And I'm going to give you an example. One day I'm looking at a grill, of all things, a grill. And it's like, wouldn't it be cool if it had this? There's a product idea, right?
Right.
You can actually make a product that complements another product. I've talked about it before. This is a multi-million-dollar industry making the covers for like iPhone, Samsung, smartphones, right?
Right.
So it could be physical. Now, I will tell you, a physical product is a little harder. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably takes more money. There's a lot of research and development and all that stuff. And you want to make sure that people want it. And I'll give you tips as to, I know I show this all the time. We have a physical product that we're creating. A product could even be a book. Like if you know how to do something, it could be a book. But if it is a book and you're not known yet, my favorite product is to form a program where you take your gift, your knowledge, and teach it. It's also the fastest way. It is the fastest way. Another product could be in the digital space, tech. I own a tech company, Spartera. You and I own some SaaS systems together. And what is that? It's software as a service. It could be an app. You could start out with an app. So if you have, a matter of fact, I'm going to give you some ideas right now. There is a app called Mindfully. I've said it before. Mindfully? I think it's Mindfully. And what it is no, it's not Mindfully. It is, I think it is. I don't know. Anyways, oh, wait a minute. It's Calm. Sorry, it's Calm.
Okay.
Multi-million-dollar product. Okay, multi-million-dollar product. But there's other products like that. So you could say, you know what? I want an app that's going to teach people proper manners. I don't know. Whatever you could think of, test the audience, test it, and then have it created. You don't need to be a coder to create an app. You don't need to be a coder to create an app. There's multiple app ideas that some of my clients have. One was brilliant. Maybe you're going to have an app that's going to help people manage their time, like time tips. Every day it's a time tip. I think it would go over well. There's two ways to monetize an app. Number one, they can pay for it, okay? Number two, you can make it free with ads. And then you can make it free with ads, but if they pay, they can have the ads removed. So technically it's three ways to do it.
Right.
And that's how you make money with an app. And believe it or not, the marketplace can help you sell that app. Now, if I had an app that was life-changing, like it's going to help people, we have a finance app that's coming out this fall. And we also have matter of fact, we'll probably still wait on the DineHop app, but it's called DineHop. That app helps people come together and have an experience in a restaurant as well as at a home. So let's say you and I, we're going to go to everyone's house. One person, they're going to cook. People bring food stuff. It's called DineHop. Multiple things that it does. But at the end of the day, that is a social app what it does is it allows it to tip. If you can create an app that creates culture, the better you're going to be. The more that it's going to be able to do. So if it were me, the very first, if I was to start over, actually, ironically, it is what I started with. I started with a physical product first. It was a course that you had to physically buy. It was Negotiate to Make Your Deals Happen was the name of the course. And ironically, we had a profound amount of lawyers buying it as well as mortgage brokers. We didn't see that. I was actually gearing it to a different industry, but that's who was buying it. So what we did was we remade it.
Right.
Well, what's the problem with that?
Nothing.
You got to rewrite it. You got to now bring it to the printer company. They shrink wrap it, send me a whole allotment of it, and then I put it up on the website and I sell it.
Right.
Today, obviously, you could do that same thing without the physical product and have it digital online, meaning a course.
Right.
Okay, so you can have a course online. You can also physically have it made. It's also perceived value by doing that. And there's so many ways to do it today too. But at the end of the day, that's what I would do. I would create a course online, and it's so easy to do today. I'm going to give you a quick tip. This is all you need today. If you have a really good smartphone, and I would probably buy a mic. They have external mics for these. It just cleans it up a little better, okay?
Right.
But the iPhone now, it's just incredible. The filming quality is incredible. Tai Lopez built a $1 billion industry with his cell phone. I don't know if he ever used professional camera. I might be wrong, but I don't think he did. He was always with his phone.
Right.
So all you need, don't use excuses. I've got clients that, well, I need this and I need this and I need this before I can get started. No, you don't. You really don't. And there's other ways to help you. Like we have this, and there's ways that's going to help you get that product information out there. Okay. So you need to do that. So once again, quick tip, easiest is a digital product. Digital product could be a course, right?
Right.
Know-how, taking your knowledge, putting it online. By the way, when somebody asked me not to, matter of fact, I think it was on our last call, our course is going away. Absolutely not.
No.
Between now and 2025, they say it's going to just explode. So this is the best time for you to create a course. What are you going to create a course on? Don't create a course on creating a course. We see those people out there, right?
Right. What are you
know?
passionate about? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to give you an example. My very first course that I created was on negotiations. My second course, watch this. This was amazing. My second course was negotiating with foreclosures. And this outfit saw it and said, hey, we would like to hire your company. So they hired us for a fee. And then I taught to 2,000 of their students. Not to pat myself on the back, but we were rated #1 of all the teachers that was teaching in the Loss Mitigation Institute. And how cool was that? Now watch this, because back then it was before all of the gurus today. Like, there was no Frank Kern, there was no Brendan Bouchard. Nobody existed in this space back then, didn't know to capture email. We're going to talk about that here in a second, but I didn't capture email. I would have had 2,000 raging fans, if you will, if I would have been able to do that. And get this, we were teaching on a bridge call. Then they eventually went to video, and it was so horrible. Like, it was called GoToWebinar. It's still out there.
right.
I don't know how they still get people, but it's still out there. But GoToWebinar was my very first way of teaching. Then I learned, okay, we're having problems with bandwidth and stuff like that. What if I uploaded my videos? Well, then those even spun. Remember, they would just spin.
Right.
And we had to figure it out, but we made a lot of money selling knowledge. And then I created a course where we help people get out of debt and did extremely well. Then my fourth course was on how to build websites, how to get past start. A lot of people just didn't know how to do it. I got permission inside of a group. You don't want to spam. And we were able to do that. So your very first thing I think you should do is, unless you actually have a physical product, I would do that. We have somebody that has something like this that sits on a charger thing. It's kind of cool. I'm like, you sure that doesn't exist? Because I could have swore I saw something like that. And so now they're doing research to see if it existed. Wouldn't it be horrible if it did?
Right.
Like, you put the cart before the horse, you know. If it did, what is yours that makes it better and make sure you're not infringing on some sort of trademark?
Right.
Or copyright, you know, trademark. Not trademark, patent. You got to make sure you're not doing something with a patent. But it does both. It can actually cool something and it can heat something up by sitting on this device. Anyways, physical product's a little harder. If you have a digital product, it's easier. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better, but keep in mind, every stepping stone gives you revenue to do more. Most of the people that have made a lot of money, and I'm going to explain one now, Alex, he did an exit for about 150 million. Prior to that, he was doing gym launch, and he was launching gyms, but it was physical. He had to be hired. He had to fly out. He had to launch the business. And then eventually he was like losing money. And he's like, well, what if I just taught it? $1 million business. So you could take your knowledge, create it, make $1 million business. The other thing you could do is SaaS. You can create a product, which is software as a service. Right. Once again, an app. It could be like, we have a product called Embed Locker. It locks down videos. It makes sure that nobody rips your valuable content. If you're a course creator, you want to make sure that those videos are locked down. Your videos that you want free is going to be here, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. That's all free. You're going to give. And then the stuff that you're selling, you want to lock that down. So we created a program that was easier because my customers were saying, hey, this program that's called Easy S3 is not easy. And so we decided to do it to where It was a lot easier, get you past start, fast uploads, easy to embed, and get this. If somebody took your video link somehow, some way, they get it through the code source, it is not going to play unless it's on the domain name that it's specified to be on. So whatever your productname.com is, or if it's your own name, yourname.com. If it's not there, it's not going to play. And you can have multiple products, multiple websites. You just change and it works.
Right.
Anyways, that's our product, right? So is it more sophisticated? Yes. Does it cost more money to make? Yes. I mean, yeah, it does.
Right.
But if you've got a really good idea, there are ways to also raise capital. I often will tell you, try not doing that if you can. You know, if anything, be scrappy. Don't make it perfect. Casey Neistat, I got to bring this up again. He created a program, a SaaS product called Beam. B-E-M-E. By the way, it's not a product anymore, but he created Beam, right? It was a heat map. It didn't even work. It wasn't even a real app. You could download it, but it didn't even work. The reason why he did it is because, you know, they had to fund it. But CNN, for whatever reason, they saw it and thought maybe, just maybe, we don't like this because it could compete against us. But they ended up buying Beam for $35 million. And then Casey, when they bought Beam, they also purchased him, if you will. And he ended up hating working for CNN. So he says, hey, how can I get out of this contract? And they said, well, we'll pay you $25 million for Beam and your staff, and we'll let you out of contract. And he said, good deal. And $25 million later for a product that didn't even work.
Yeah.
Come on. And we've talked about this before. Acquisition.com purchased for $600,000. Somebody just had the domain name. They didn't even have a business on it, and they made $600,000. There's so much in the digital space that I love. Do we have any questions right now coming through? Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's just say good morning. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, Bert. Always a pleasure seeing you. It's always here. Sana, what's this? Sana Strategies. I'm not sure what that means, Tom. If you can talk about what that means. And good morning. Good morning. Yeah, Beam. Oh, Beam me. Yeah. That's what it was. Which is really cool. At the end of the day, whatever you can think up can be made today. Just dream it up. Like everything you need is out there. You can, what do we do? Like we always, then what, right?
Right.
Hey, we got this idea. Then what? Grub guys. Then what? Became a product. Okay. One moment. Let me shut this off and let's go back. So starts with a digital product, or start with a digital product. If you do have a physical product idea, you can go to China. Right now there's still problems, but I would highly recommend that you seek out an American company. By the way, that's a perk. That's another sales opportunity for you to do that.
Right.
We talked about your core product. Now your next step, you got to create your product website, right? So if you're a trainer, really easy to do because you could go to CoachLink and you could just upload your course.
Right.
Okay. So your product could be literally minutes away from being developed. In reality, you could create a course. You don't even have to create all of it. All you have to do is the welcome video, first lesson, second lesson, and maybe even the third lesson, and then have dates when the other lessons. Now, mind you, you got to make sure you're going to do it. Otherwise, it's a scam, right? You want to deliver. Make sure you always deliver on your promises. But at the end of the day, it is the fastest product you can make. So if you're really good, like you want to teach guitar lessons, there are people that, believe it or not, have made over $1 million with on Teachable with guitar lessons. I highly recommend, though, if it's a product that you don't want to compete against other people, then create your own product and put it up on your own hosting, like CoachLink. We can put up a link if you want to do that, or message us and we can help you with it. That's your fastest way. The other thing is you're going to create a website, your product website, landing page that has the offer. So it's a video just saying, hey, everybody, it's Tim Town. I'm going to teach you how to build a website, whatever it is, right? You're going to teach them. You're going to explain what you're going to teach them. And then after it's done, here's where you go to get that. They buy it and it brings them in. So you also should have other offers. So for instance, let's say you're selling a bike online, which is physical product. Right. You're selling a bike, like a mountain bike. Maybe they need a bottle. Now, mind you, you're going to laugh because I don't know what they need, but all of the other thing, a backpack, whatever you think would accompany that bike, like a helmet. Right. Hey, you got the bike. You're going to need a helmet. You want another offer. You got to at least have one or two offers aside to the main offer. Two things that's going to happen. Number one, it's going to increase revenue. Number two, it increases the user experience. They want to do that. Even Amazon does it, right? You'll go to buy something that says, hey, people that bought this also purchased this. Right. Okay, it's not perfect the way they do it, but they do it. Some people take them up on that offer. If you have a website, this is the best way to do that, is you go through the sequencing and then eventually you go to your merchant. I love Stripe. You can use PayPal. I'd be leery of that. They do shut down some companies. But at the end of the day, Stripe is really good. I will tell you, though, if you are doing, let me bring out a product. If you're doing physical products and supplements, Stripe doesn't allow it. So just remember, listen or look to their terms of service. I don't know why they don't. Like, even like proteins and stuff like that. I don't know why. We want to look into it further because I love Stripe, but I'm also a digital company. I have a lot of digital products. So Stripe is excellent for that. What's really cool is it's now. Back in the day, you had to wait for money. You had to wait. You had to wait for success. Today, you could be successful almost immediately. I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I would 100%. I mean, it's definitely a different time, and with digital assets and stuff, it makes stuff a lot easier to get up and going, and it makes the cost of entry a lot less, and makes return a lot faster.
Yeah, and if it's a physical product, keep it. Even with a physical product, it's still digital in the way that online is the way to sell.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even you got a physical product, you're still marketing it digitally.
Yeah, and if you're a trainer, let's say some of these people that have been doing E2M, is it E2M, M2M, whatever it is.
So. Yeah.
If you have lost the weight and you're cut, you're fit, and I've seen a lot of them. There's one that we personally know. You can now teach, like, especially if you did a variation of it, or maybe you're a female and you figure out a better way of doing it. You don't even need a gym today. You can do everything from home. And I know people, including myself, that are getting better in shape at home. And because of the pandemic, we learned this than I did when I went to Planet. And I don't have the lunk alarm being sounded off. Nothing against Planet. It's just, that's just my experience. My son, same thing. There's so many people now that are home gyms. So listen, if you're a trainer or you lost the weight, even you, D, you did a transformation. You're a few steps ahead of somebody else that wants your results. Right. That's how easy it is today. People just want answers to their questions. If you're further ahead of them, right? Like for you, you go to, I don't know what, where do you go? Montana? No, where do you go a lot? Colorado. If somehow, some way you had a program that says the best things that you could do in Colorado, or whatever, and how to make a user experience or whatever it is that you're going to be doing, people will pay for that. So if it were me, like it's some of these people that are doing like E2M stuff, after a while, you now have it. Do you think Tony Robbins started out as Tony Robbins? Hey, it's Tony Robbins and I have all this knowledge.
No.
He learned from Jim Rohn. And he just took it to another level. Jim Rohn was one of my favorites too. I saw him in person. I saw Tony Robbins in person. Back then, Tony wasn't as known as he is today, right? Some people actually thought, he's, that's old now. It's not going to work. And look at him. He's more successful now than he's ever. He just dusted off what he used to do, made it current, and huge, right? So if you're doing like a program like E2M, you now may have the goods to create your own program. There's so many of them out there that do that. Little harder because that space is really saturated right now, but start out like they did. They did not. They're doing millions, by the way. He just started a group. And then get this. He was asking people to pay through Messenger, like PayPal or the other Venmo, a payment. Like, that's how scrappy it was and made $1 million business out of it. Folks, this is all you have to do. You can level up, though, by doing this other stuff that we're talking about. So make sure you have a payment gateway. You could be a trainer. So imagine if you are a trainer, you can now, you can go out and find your favorite proteins, or maybe it's keto stuff, whatever it is, you can find it and go under a white label and sell it as your own. And there's your upsell product. You can do meal kits. You could do meal plans and sell it. Hey, I'm going to help you. We have a 6-week, 7-week, 10-week, 15-week, whatever it is, program. Right. We're going to help you lose. We're going to help you not only get in shape, but make it lifelong. Like, you're not going back. There's no going back. And we're going to show you how you're going to nix all these bad habits. And then they take that, right? Hey, Thank you for joining. I know we're going to actually help you and you're going to be transformed, but we also would love to show you something that we feel that's going to help you on the journey. We have this meal kit, whatever, right? Plan. And this is going to keep you on track. And it's just this price. Who's not going to take that up? Because people want to be told what to do. And then before you know it, they're in. Now you got to deliver. You got to have your videos, and maybe you're going to teach in a group. I would recommend, if you do that, make sure it is backed up with your own stuff. We'll explain that on another call, because you want to own your program. If Facebook shuts down certain accounts, guess what? Your whole business just went away. So be careful of that. I know of somebody right now, their whole business is on social media. It's YouTube and Facebook. And it's like, that's a little risky. We know Dan Bongino just got booted off of YouTube. He's gone off of YouTube. So imagine if that was his only way of people finding him. Right. So just remember that. A lot of these companies are also starting to frown on the weight loss, and they want to be careful, whatever. So just make sure you own your business. Okay, I want to back up a little bit. Make sure you have a lead capture. You need some way. Now, everything that I build, this is a pro tip. Username, I never let it be their name. Username is always going to be their email. And then on the inside, we have, hey, if your email was to ever get hacked or whatever, what is another method that we can get a hold of, and we get their phone number? Okay, just in case. So make sure you get email. The nice thing about email, and by the way, you can go to ConvertKit, Infusionsoft. There's so many providers out there for an email marketing service. Matter of fact, there's a good one. I like ConvertKit. Leap is one that I'm looking at now, just because there's a business phone number that comes with it. But definitely lead capture, use what you're going to want to do. And if you're doing a digital program, make sure the username is their email. It just makes it so much better. And it allows you to communicate with them. All right, last thing. Congrats, you're in business. You do those things, you're in business.
Right.
If you have a product, you're in business. If you already have a product, like it's already made, like this was made and then we made it better for our client, there was things that weren't done properly, If you have a product, all you need is these things, and then you're going to be out to the world, and before you know it, success is going to come. Okay. Are you going to make millions like so many have? Can't guarantee that, but by God, like your dream is your dream. Like maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe it's an extra 10,000 a month. Like, but do it. Everyone that has the wherewithal to be an entrepreneur should be an entrepreneur, regardless. Alrighty, if there's no questions, or is there any questions? Do you have any questions for us? Oh, what's this? Dan owns a, let's say, called Rumble. Yeah. And yeah, matter of fact, Rumble, does anyone go on that? Like, I don't know if it's great, good, or bad. And listen, I hate that some of these platforms are one-sided. Like, I just wish that everybody would come together. But at the end of the day, we might actually run ads on Rumble. I'm assuming that those ads would be cheaper because it's not as big as YouTube. Right. So matter of fact, D, I would love for you to even look into that. But folks, you want to get there faster? Pay for it. Start running ads. You do not need to blog. Don't blog. I'm going to be the first probably to tell you not to blog. Vlog, yes. Do video. What is this? What are good app building companies for somebody who has a good idea? Well, I got to give a shameful plug. We build apps, but they're out there. Ask around, go into groups. But Christopher, we do build apps. Matter of fact, if you want to see one of the apps that we built is Jubilant Careers. And we have so many others, Grub Guys, but Jubilant Careers. I will tell you this, Chris, I'm going to give you another tip. When it comes to the iPhone, by the way, we are also certified with Android as well as iOS, which is Apple. We are certified to create those apps for those. So if you want to come on to a strategy call, just hit D or myself, and we'll get on with you and see what, if anything, will point in the right direction. But there's other app companies out there. But I'm going to give you a pro tip on this. If you have an app, let's say you have an app that somehow, some way you're going to be making, $10. Let's say it's an app that it's a $10 purchase, even a $1 purchase. Believe it or not, dollar apps make money. Once again, Calm, multi-millions. And what Calm is just like the name. It helps you relax, helps you go to sleep. Like, it's Calm, right? They built this app and it's making hundreds of millions. I think it's close to hitting $1 billion. I mean, can you imagine that? Apps are big money if you have the right app, if you have the right product. I'll come to you in a minute, Tom. But so Chris, or Christopher, I would know this, that Apple, as of right now, they're getting a lot of flack. I have a way around it though. Apple right now gets 30%. What? Like 30%. So imagine Grub Guys, Christopher. We have here's another, Christopher. You got to make sure when you're dealing with people that these are real people doing real things. Unfortunately, there's people out there that, remember how I said, don't have a course about having a course. Unless you've done courses, now you can teach about having courses. But there's people out there that don't do, and then they get success off of teaching. That's dangerous. So make sure you always are working with people that, I lost my, make sure that you're working with credible people. But know this, that when it comes to Grub Guys, if we would have put that where people order on the app, on Apple, they get 30%. We would get 0.
Right.
Like, what? Like, they would get literally 0. Like, we would make no money. So be very careful. So what is the fix for that? The fix is this. What you could do is you have the functions of the app work post payment. What do I mean by that? It's called in-app purchases. If they're going to purchase inside the app, they get a cut of that. So what you could do is you have where, hey, if you want to buy this, you have to go to the website to buy it. Matter of fact, a lot of people are saying, hey, I subscribe to Kindle and I can't buy a book on Kindle. Well, that's because you're on Apple, right? So unfortunately, that problem is the fact that, they can't make money if they do that. Right. So if you're a Kindle and you have unlimited, or you have what is called Prime, what you need to do is purchase it on the computer first, and you can get anything on your Apple device once it's purchased. So you can download the app, you can do everything, you can log in. Let's say you're developing a course, right? And you have somebody buy the course on the website, but they can consume the course right on the device. Now, if you don't mind giving up 30%, then you can do that. But for us, with one of our products called Grub Guys, that was like death of a business.
You got to watch your margins. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to make if you're giving up 30%? You know?
Right. I don't know how to bring that screen up, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. So, for some reason it's not coming. Yeah. So I hope that helps you, Chris. But if you want us to help you flesh it out, free of charge. And that's another thing, folks. If you want help, we're here, man. Like,
right.
Just give us a shout or give us a message, and we can do a quick strategy call with you, and help you. Let's bring up this. Thank you, Bert. Thank you. Appreciate that. Biz Brokerage. Buy working product or service. Yes. So Tom is involved with, he's putting together a business brokerage stuff. And keep in mind, that's a good one, Tom, actually. Did you mean to say service? I'm kidding. I had to bust him a little bit. So here's the deal. Folks, you can buy it. We have some SaaS systems right now you can buy. Like, seriously. One's called Insectisoft. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's actually built, right? And we have multiple SaaS systems. If any of you are like interested, like, Tim, D, I just don't know what to do. And if you have a few ruples to put together, you can buy an existing business. These are businesses that ran out of money, or for whatever reason, they couldn't see it through, right? And if you're going to see it through, and by the way, that's a big one. You got to see this stuff through. Exactly. I ran into somebody not too long ago. Legit. Now, mind you, we've all been guilty of this. 3 years ago, they said what they were going to be doing. Yeah, I'm doing it. And this is what it is. And I run into them. I said, hey, how's the thing going? Oh, yeah, I'm looking to be doing it soon. I think you're too late. Like, I think I've seen one. What? And I mentioned it to him, and he went on his phone, and I saw the disappointment. Right. And his wife hits his arm, like, see? Matter of fact, I see this more than I don't. You got to do. When you're in business, you gotta make product, folks.
Well, that's the biggest thing too. If you got a great idea, you better not wait on it, because the chances are there's somebody else with that same idea.
Exactly. And by the way, you're going to see this a lot. Today, success is fast. Like, everything is moving. You know what's cool about it though? Don't let it hurt you, because here's the thing with that. It makes you it literally levels you up. I think way faster now than ever. My think tank is product creation is way faster. You have the right tools. You can create product today. Now, mind you, it's got to be good, right?
Right.
And you get better and better with time. Some people don't like going on video. You get better with time. My first video was on flip. I wish I still had it. It was a flip camera. You couldn't even see yourself, so you didn't know if it was right.
Right.
And then, it was horrible. But that was my first, and I sucked at it. I was horrible at it. you get better over time. And I'm not great now. Like, I don't care. Like, I just stay in motion. All right. If there's no more questions, I'm going to go back to tonight. For those that are not in the group, make sure you join our group. Link Boss is LYNK. We teach you how to be your own boss. Even if you already are, we're going to teach you, product creation and how to get out there, like apps and stuff like that. SaaS Systems, once again, if you don't have a product, reach out to us. We have some that we can show you, and if you want to buy it, we can sell it. Great domains, and right. Guess what? You run ads to it, immediately you're making money. It would be good if you really knew the industry, but we have some SaaS systems if you did want to buy them. We also have clients where we have other creators out there that have exit strategies depending on what your budget is. All right, so the group is Link Boss tonight. Once again, we are going over the automated. How do you automate this whole thing? Like right now, we just put up some ads on stuff that we do. Grub Guys is a little mechanical, but it can be automated. Your business is a little mechanical, but the online could be automated. But if you have a digital company, it can be 100% automated.
Right.
So I'm going to teach you how to clone yourself. I'm going to teach you how to set this system up and also have automatic messaging system to where you're constantly communicating with your customers and your clients. How to raise capital, things that you're probably not thinking about right now. I have a client right now. We drug out 2 other products out of her. She said, no. Sometimes we become blind because it's in front of us. Have you ever looked for your keys? Oh, yeah. And they're like, Tim, they're in your hand. Or where's my phone? And it's in my hand. Sometimes we just get blind because it is what it is. We can help you with that. One of the things that we do is help you flesh it out. So if you need help, you can also reach out to us. We can do a strategy call. Nothing here to sell. I mean, if you want to buy into some of our programs we have, we'd love you for it. But listen, we're here to help you. I hope this has helped everybody. Once again, if you want to give us, in the comments, #replay. And if you have additional questions, we may be able to bring it up on another show. And we have some announcements next week too. That is really cool. That's going to help you as well. So tonight, automated systems, we're going to help you how to build that core, how to put everything together, stitch it all together so it works. And for you to get your first dollar, because it's really fun when you get your first Stripe payment.
Oh yeah.
I used to it was when I had PayPal where it would ring. And back in the day when I was selling Website Creation Pro, that was fun because when my wife and you hear cha-ching, cha-ching, it's cool. Now it's annoying, but I don't want that today. But that's it. So going back with technology, app idea. So let's just recap and we're going to close this. Digital product. Sell your knowledge if you're able. That's something you could start with right now. Physical product, little harder, but if it's already made, just get that website up, whatever. Get your automated systems in place and, but by God, just get going. You can also buy the business. I would recommend stay away from brick and mortar right now. You could do so much better. I have a consultant, as you know, Lance, that, Tim, if you buy this one thing, it was a restaurant. By the way, you know the deal. It was going to be a hybrid. It wasn't going to be just a restaurant only. Says, are you kidding me? Like dollar for dollar, time for time. Look at this versus that. And it's sometimes you need a wake up call. So be careful. If it's a passion of yours, great. If you're already in shape and you weren't, and people are asking you, that's a business model right there. All right, we're going to close. Reach out to us. Once again, you can join us in Link Boss, the group. A lot more stuff happens right in there. And if you need help you can reach out to us to get on a strategy call. We'd love to help you as well. Until next time, we'll see you next Wednesday and also on tonight's training inside of LinkBoss. D, thank you.
Yep. Have a great day, everyone.